Welcome to day 2 of the great coming down of prices on our Black Friday sale. We still have a lot of interesting things in stock, and a lot of things have kind of fallen in and out of stock, but I think that's actually kind of one of the charms of coming through here and actually looking to pick up some of these interesting items. So do come through, check out our Black Friday. I've knocked down some of these prices to give some people an opportunity to pick up some of the products that they might want. And who knows, maybe something's been restocked. So let's pass on over to Market Watch. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button, and welcome to day, well, we're almost complete on this Kickstarter. Actually, just in a few short 32 hours as of filming this will come to fruition, and they're so close to making their goal for the Eikonic TCG. I do truly wish them the best here, and if this is something that you want to support, give it a check out, because upcoming TCGs, or at least something to play on tabletop, is very, very interesting to see, and I do wish them the best here. Now, welcome to the madness. This weekend has been crazy. I've not even ordered the stuff that I needed to order yet. And I've also not had the time to actually go through and sift through a lot of TCG player. What I am seeing here was, first of all, I'm not surprised to see shooting Majestic Star Dragon going up. You got to remember, we just got the legendary decks. People are looking at the Majestic hoo-has. You're just going to go Crimson Dragon toggle into this if you want to play the new Yusei stuff. There's always going to be somebody that wants to pick up the Yusei Fudo special and play it. And this is one of those interesting little takeaways. You're just like, yeah, makes sense to me, everybody. So if you're wondering suddenly why, there's 13 listings of this card running around on the market, breaking 25 to 28 on up to $30 a piece here, the reasoning for this is this dragon, me can cheat out off Crimson Dragon, me make boss monster. Yeah, no problem, man. Seems good. So, I've read interesting questions from people that don't seem to understand what's going on with this. So I'm going to answer the question today as to why this Dark Magician Girl is suddenly getting low on listings. Why are we looking 135 on up to 140 here? Well, not only is it, a Dark Magician Girl, for those of you that seem to click waifu, original support card, turns into Dark Magician, all of this kind of little interactions. But as I have talked about multiple times, this card plus Shining Sarcophagus turns into a cheat-outable Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And to those of you that understand how ignorant having a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon at your disposal is really, really freaking good. So the reason why this card has suddenly been shooting up right now is because it's a free discard. It's a free toggle into a Shining Sarc. It turns into that. You can get a Gandora beamed out on the field depending on how you open. And it's very, very, very strong. To not my own surprise, but looks like finally we're getting some traction and liftoff here into the Lunalight Gold Leo. It's $46 to $47. Looks like we're also going up to next listing after that. Exceeds the $55 mark on up to actually $80. That to me is so mind-boggling to see that Gold Leo, of all things, has just shattered these numbers. But a lot of these buyouts are just dedicated to QCRs. You come down here to the Secret Rares. Secret Rares aren't going to be busting you too hard. I see $10, $11 per comp piece of these. And they're not doing too terrible. The thing is, Lunalights right now are kind of quiet. It's not like the deck is exceedingly broken. And if you were to go play this in Genesis, you're going to have to play a little bit of skill into it, but it's not a deck that is incredibly difficult to play. It's just players look at Indestructible Boss Monster and they kind of lose their shit a little bit. The Heavenly Monarch. What's hilarious to me? We have tracked how many different Monarch buyouts that we have seen on the rotating like daily out here. And honestly, it's amazing to me that we just are not seeing quantities of this getting pulverized in the ground. Now, once again, I mean, when you look at how much is available for these, I mean, 20 listings is quite well. I mean, coming out from being a $4 to $5 card, I mean, since September, I mean, basically, you've doubled in value. So, hey, if you're a Monarch enjoyer and you're very happy with all of the rarity upgrades, you've gotten a lot more toys over the years here than I really was expecting there to be. So, they're very, very interesting. And then, of course, Metal Raider boxes. This was the next set to actually finally do it. We are finally at a place right now where you might be seeing Metal Raiders boxes actually exceeding some insane numbers in the future here, which is kind of interesting, man. I think I'm more interested in the future long term of this set versus any other particular sets. I mean, we've had LOB, which we saw how quickly that hit 140, 150 a box. I mean, can Metal Raider do the same? I mean, it's the next one to go. It makes sense. Retro Pack 2. I'm gonna have to dig into this a little bit more at a later date, but to my understanding, right now you're looking at 1,000 Eyes Restrict coming in about $7 a copy. What you do need to know about every single 1,000 Eyes Restrict that tends to come into the market, they tend to actually be worth something. He's one of the few cards that didn't get a quarter century, which I still swear at this point is so weird that they chose not to give one of their biggest headliners, you know, the opportunity to be, you know, one of those massively nice cards. But, you know, we're in one of those situations now that I'm a little bit intrigued to see where this can go. Mitsurugi Prayers is not recovered. You guys remember the one guy was trying to sell these at like some crazy number, and then we were just like, holy crap, man, like people shouldn't be spending this money. Well, all those cheap copies that were underneath that $8 listing went kaput. And now every single copy of Mitsurugi Prayers in Holo is, gosh darn it, man, like $11 to $12. You know, it's crazy to me to think about with this card in particular. They could just ultra this in the upcoming decks in March, and it would be the most hilarious thing in the world that they would just have all of this extra value within a set. Could you just think about that for a second? Konami can do the funniest thing right now and actually just wrench this really, really hard. Noah Punk Rising Scale. 12 listings on the Starlight Rare, 47 on up to $50. You know, we've talked a little bit about Punk and Genesis. You know, it looked like a very fun deck. I know, right? Psychic combo powers go. Totally fun decks, right? But realistically, I'm not surprised to see that this is still holding its price point. It's probably going to continue to rise up pretty well. Now, this is kind of interesting. So, Dark Magician, near mint, first ed. So you come on down here, you got a couple of little interesting listings. You got a PSA 8 Portuguese for 200. You have this first ed for $12.50. Now you come on over here to market, and you're going to notice, somebody pulled the trigger 2 days ago and bought a first ed Dark Magician listed as near mint for $1,200. Now, you might not know this, but first edition cards from LOB are some of the holy grails within this game, and people do really, really like having these sorts of things. So I am not surprised. I'm kind of curious to see, you know, how much and what other records we will see this card break in the future. Also, Emblem of Oath. There are 62 listings of this. When you come down here, this card's basically at $8 per copy. Now, I know Centurion's going to be popping off here really, really soon with Elven Notes. Some of the most successful variants I've seen in the OCG, and I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to have planned here in the future with this. I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to cook up, but the fact we're seeing stuff like this already, you know, getting hammered down, very, very, very interesting to say the least. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.